Okay, so there's quite a few videos reviewing this 3D wrap upgrade for the G920 shifter, and they all seem to be focused on like an unboxing experience, like what it's like when you first open it up. And no word of a lie, it changes everything. It's a really good mod. It does give you so much more like feedback and control over your shifting. Not going to argue with that. My issue that I think people should know about is the material that it's made from. There's a lot of 3D printed stuff out there, and I think there still isn't enough expertise on the choice of filament. So the first issue I had, and this happened within 2 hours, was this partition here snapped off, and that was probably during some like relatively aggressive transition from second to third. I sort of caught it on the end. I've only had this installed for 2 weeks, and I've been playing it for a couple of hours most nights during the week, so it's probably had about 20-30 hours worth of play. But you can see this straight away. This is what's happened. If I can zoom in here, the actual guide that clamps onto the shaft of the shifter has snapped. Now, there was a lot of people saying durability was going to be an issue. You can see I've got loads of grease and stuff in there, and that eventually the thing would wear down. Yeah, I get that. All right, it's moving between this clamping point, a clamping point in the middle, and a clamping point there. The problem is that because it's made of this hard, inflexible filament, as it makes that transition, it puts stress. That's the clamp, and because it puts stress, yeah, eventually it would wear down. But if you don't wear it down enough, eventually that stress is going to build up. The thing has no flexibility in it. What it needs is something that has a bit of give, a little bit of flexibility, so that although you still feel the clamping force as it comes through that movement, it doesn't put the thing under too much pressure. And yeah, you can see when I'm locked up in like anywhere across like the top range, when I'm locked up in there, you can see how much that's even locked. If I come out a little bit further, that's the point at which it puts too much. Focus is going now. That's the point at which it puts too much stress on it. And yeah, mine snapped. That was 20-30 hours worth. I'm actually been onto 3D wrap because there's a lot of these, and 3D wrap seems to be the premium solution. It's probably twice as expensive as everything else that's out there, so I figured, right, do it right and make a good job of it. But their choice of material, great. This doesn't look too bad at all. The sticker's a little bit tacky. It doesn't look anywhere near as good in real life as it does on a lot of the videos. But that there is just not workable. I'm interested to know if anybody else has had this, and if so, did they speak to 3D wrap, and what did 3D wrap say? Because they seem to have gone through various versions of that piece specifically to try and refine it. And like I say, when you first put it in, it feels great. Everything snaps into place really nicely. But yeah, I was kind of hoping it would ease up and that eventually I'd have a slightly less grippy experience, because it still locks. This is why I haven't taken it out, because that actually locks there quite nicely. It takes some force, but down this end, nothing. That's you can feel it pop in, but especially with that guide broken as well, it's very easy to inadvertently, if you're trying to do a quick shift, go from third, get to here, and bump, you're in no gear whatsoever, or worse still, you're in second. So yeah, it's not all peaches and cream, and I'd say consider that. What I wish I'd done, and if they send me a replacement part, is I will take a file to the inside of it and I will file it down to reduce the amount of clamp on it, so that it still clamps quite hard at either end, but the transition should hopefully be smoother. That's my plan, because I mean, look at that. That's a good, like, almost a centimetre's worth of like gap where it snapped, and that's at the other end. So if it's stressing it that much at the other end, I think the whole thing is just too tight. I know what they were going for, and if you want to go for that, go for it. Just make it out of something that's got some flexibility in it. Anyway, just rambling on now. So cheers. Leave a comment if you've had a similar issue.